a knee during the national anthem. Magic forward Jonathan Isaac's jersey has skyrocketed in sales on NBA.com. Isaac's jersey is now the second most popular jersey of any current player, only behind LeBron. And Isaac, who is unfortunately now out with a torn ACL, made it very clear that he fully supports the Black Lives Matter movement, but he personally believed that taking a knee doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with the movement. So, Shannon, how do you explain the jersey sales?
See him as the symbol, as those that don't believe the players should be kneeling during the anthem. He become the symbol of those people that don't believe the players have anything to complain about. You see, Skip, how can you say you're oppressed? How can you say all of this and you're making 10, 15, 30, 40 million dollars? So he's become the symbol of a group of people that, oh yeah, he's not kneeling? Yeah, that's my guy. I'm gonna go get his jersey. We saw the same thing, Skip, when Colin Kaepernick, remember when Colin Kaepernick, his jersey skyrocketed? Because there were a lot of people that believe, like, man, he's right. Police are getting out of hand. What he's demanding and what he's asking for, let me go get Cap's jersey. The only difference between Jonathan Isaac and Colin Kaepernick, he won't lose his career. Cap lost his career. That's the difference. So, Skip, I am not surprised that this has happened because what we see and what we've seen, and I've seen the comments when he explained it, and I saw the comments and right on, to stand for the flag, the military, yada, yada, yada. So I'm not surprised because they view him as the symbol for players not kneeling during the anthem. They see him as their token, their symbol of, guys, why are you complaining? Because you get that a lot, Skip. Man, multimillionaires complaining about how oppressed they are, living in their $100 million homes and driving all their fancy cars. But the players are saying it's not about, it's bigger than us. Because the people that are being oppressed, the people that are being brutalized, come from communities that we actually came from. And so what we're doing is that we're lending our light to shine light on those people that cannot be seen. And people that cannot be heard, we're speaking for them. Okay. So that's what this is all about.
So, has Jonathan Isaac done any damage to the Black Lives Matter movement?
No.
None?
None.
Do you have even an ounce of anger toward him for what he did?
I have no anger. My only anger is, Skip, is that when they use the Bible, and you know how I feel about that, because people have been using the Bible for thousands and thousands of years to oppress people, and they use it under the guise of religion. And that's my only problem with Mr. Isaacs.
Okay. So I am fascinated by this. I have absolutely no problem with what he chose to do or not to do.
Right.
That is his right. And yet I step back from this and I say, why did this happen? What exactly propelled it? And I don't know for sure. I can only speculate and just sort of educated guess, if you will. Did some religious fans buy the jersey simply because that's really a strong statement to make for not only just Christians, but people, any believers, you know, to say, there's a religious man, he's actually an recently ordained minister at age 22, who stood up for what he believed, that you kneel only before God, okay? So could be that segment would contribute some to this. Could be just patriots in general. Patriots of all colors could just say, hey, that young man stood up for what he believed. You don't kneel during the anthem. Fine, I'm going to go buy that jersey to support him. It could just be racist, right? It could be some racists who just say, well, gotcha.
Right.
You see, there's somebody who stood up and said, no, I'm a young black man. I'm not going to kneel during our national anthem, okay? So all of the above could contribute to Jonathan Isaac's newfound sort of popularity. His star is on the rise. And yet, I don't know exactly what percent of each of those contributed to the jersey.
For me, for a lot of time, I've talked to black militaries, and people that's been in the military, that's currently in the military, or that was in the military. And 90% of them do not have a problem with the players kneeling during the anthem.
Got it.
But I believe there's a large segment, there's a large population that says players under no circumstance should kneel during the anthem. Because, Skip, there's like, well, find another time to protest. Well, Skip, the whole thing about protest is supposed to do what? Make someone uncomfortable. It's supposed to shock the very conscience of the people that you're trying to get in touch with.
Okay. So remember what Jonathan Isaac said in explanation after that first game. of why he stood and why he also chose not to wear Black Lives Matter T-shirt.
Right.
He said, I believe that Black Lives Matter, but his point was a point that has rubbed you the wrong way. He said, the gospel says, the Bible, the New Testament says, all lives matter.
Skip, if that was true, Jonathan, we wouldn't even be here. If all lives matter, we wouldn't be here. If we got treated equal, we wouldn't need to have
Be at this point in time.
We wouldn't even be here, Skip.
Got it.
But does he understand, Skip, that Jesus would lower himself? He would wash people's feet. That should be beneath. But he saw himself when people were ailing. He would lend a hand. He didn't say, well, nah, all people. Skip, come on, man. Look, you do you. But when you use the guise of the Bible, when the Bible have been used for thousands and thousands of years to oppress people, to keep people apart. Skip, it was before his time. But they said blacks and white was not meant to be together. And they used the Bible. That's what they used, Skip.
Yep.
So that's the problem that I have, is that he's using, and I hate because people cherry pick. Where they cherry pick, they'll take one passage and try to paint the whole thing. You see what it said in the Bible? But he said, yeah, thou should not kill, thou should not steal, thou should not commit adultery, thou should not bear false witness. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Skip, if we love thy neighbor as thyself, would we even be here? Would we even need Black Lives Matter? If all lives matter. I just saw the video, and I know you've probably seen it, Skip, when they say somebody had stolen a motorcycle, and they took the whole family, 6-year-old, 12-year-old, 14-year-old, handcuffed them, laid them face down.
I saw it.
How the hell you get a motorcycle in a minivan? And I'm sorry, apology. Really?
I know I don't have to remind you, but the Bible's also done a whole lot of good in this world over centuries. Just for the record.
But Skip,
right.
But see, it's the part, and I don't have a problem with that. It's the part that they use to.
I got it.
To when they do things to people, they use the Bible, and that's what they're using the Bible as a crutch. They cherry pick sections of the Bible to fit the point that they're trying to make, while overlooking other aspects of the Bible that the Bible also teaches.
Well, all I know is that something is going on here, something fairly significant, because his jersey is selling second only to LeBron.
Yes.
Wow.
And I believe that's what it is, Skip. I believe that Skip. Now, we know there was pushback about people, like players kneeling during the anthem. There are some people, no matter what the cause was or is, because you're kneeling, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. So he represents that. There's a part that, Skip, that any time that you go against the norm, you're a contrarian. I like Skip. What do you think it is about the mask? Come on, Skip. You see what it is. Now, we know what the mask can do and how it can help shut this down. But now, here's the thing. If you wear the mask now, Skip, you're a patriot. You're very patriotic. You see what they did there, Skip?
The tune changed.
Yeah, you're patriotic. So now, see, we got to paint it a certain way. You put that on, you're a patriot. So now we get to determine, no.
Well, there's an election coming up.
Oh, okay. So somebody's only been a patriot twice since March, because I only seen him in a mask twice. So you only been a patriot twice. But that's none of my business, Skip. I don't even know why I brought it up.
I see you in a mask every day.
every day.
None of your business.
Yep.
Every day we all wear a mask. I got one right here every day.